Right. I am making this video out of love for the Lightning Collection, Hasbro's brand. And as a customer who is buying pretty much every single Lightning Collection item, because I generally believe in this. I generally really believe in the whole line because I think it's great. So please, if you're watching this all the way through, don't be like, oh, he hates it. What's he doing? He fucking hates it. I don't. I generally don't. But I love the brand so much. But Hasbro, sort your shit out. Seriously, the amount of stuff that I am seeing from people talking about the Lightning Collection. They buy figures, they buy stuff, and that the fact that your quality control. Now, this is nothing new. This isn't something like the series has just started, so it's been going around. I think this has been going on for around about 5 years, which is a long time, and your quality control is laughable. Laughable. Now, if you don't know what I mean, if you've ever collected a toy and you go through it and it breaks, it's not the great, straight out of the box, the arm falls off, it snaps, the figure hasn't been completely quality control tested. Same thing as with paint. Say, for example, you buy a Red Ranger and there's a big, massive blue spot on his chest, or the paint runs over. They haven't been quality tested and they've just been, fuck it, let it through. Who gives a shit? And this is what's bringing Hasbro down straight away, which now a lot of collectors are worried. Now, this isn't just to the Lightning Collection line. This could be to anyone, Marvel, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, whichever one that you do. But right now, the Power Ranger line is suffering, the prices are going up, and nobody wants to buy. And this, to me, is irritating because this line has been absolutely fantastic all the way through. I feel right now that Hasbro are just rushing these figures out. They don't care. They have to meet a quota. They want these toys out by Christmas. And if that's true, they just want them out by Christmas. Can you imagine? You buy a Lightning Collection figure for your son, daughter, your child, and it breaks. And their heart breaks on Christmas Day because the leg fell off or the arm fell off or it's not painted. It's missing things. It's just generally really fucking frustrating. Again, it falls down to actual people who collect these figures. Now, if you don't know, Hasbro have moved to a windowless box where, again, they don't want to be fully plastic and it's just going really badly. Some people are returning figures and not actually checking. Like, you could return a Lightning Collection figure but put an old one in and Hasbro or whoever aren't checking because they can't see it or they just don't care. Hell, you could probably give them back an empty box and they just wouldn't give a shit. But it gets to the point where even if you have a windowless box and you're picking up a figure, is that going to be perfect? Is it going to be fine? No, all figures aren't perfect, and that's never a case. You're never going to get an absolute 100% perfect figure on all accounts. There will be something wrong with it regardless. And I feel like Hasbro have either just given up on this or they just aren't testing it. And it could be due to the fact that the factory that they're using just pumping out and don't give a shit, putting it in a box. It's like done, done, done. When you see 1,000 Tommies, 1,000 Kims, 1,000 Zoes, whatever, you're just going to go, yeah, it's fine. You're not going to check it over. And I feel like this is something that Hasbro really needs to do, to employ a large amount of a team to go around and check these figures to make sure that they are perfect so that they go in the box and they're ready to go. Now, this video is going to be a long one, not going to sugarcoat it. I have a lot, and I've written a lot on this that I kind of want to give my thoughts on straight away. Hasbro has been around for a very long time. Don't get me wrong, it's not like a new company that's just started that we can go, oh, it's fine, it's in its 5th year. No, Hasbro have been around for a long time. They make toys on a massive scale. This is their bread and butter, regardless of it being Transformers or whatever you want it to be. Power Rangers is still new to them, and maybe they just don't give a shit anymore. Maybe they're just like, well, we need to produce so much every single year that we're just going to cut corners, but we're going to charge more. And that's a massive big thing when it comes to the price. I just don't know why you're not having someone going checking these figures. And if someone says like, oh, they can't check all of them, they can hire more people to make sure that their product goes out to the customer, that they're happy. If you're going to release these figures and not give a shit, then why should the consumer, why should I, as well as others, decide, do you know what, I want to buy this? Why? Because I'm just going to stop collecting. I'm going to stop doing this, even though you have some banger figures coming out that I want to do. I want to complete teams. I want an entire whole army of Power Rangers, and I want it over time. But with the way that the quality control is, the way that these figures are coming out, I just don't care, and it's really starting to put me off. Probably going off script, but remember the Ninjetti Rangers that didn't come with a head, or things missing? If that was one of my figures, I would have stopped. I would have just gone, I'm not collecting anymore. And I would have only got the ones that I generally really liked. But again, this is Hasbro not checking or not having someone in place when it comes to the actual factory that they need to sort this out. Now, I don't normally send any figures back when it comes to buying this product because I generally like it. The first one I ever sent back was Trini and Jason, because the arms were too loose. The arms was falling off, and I generally didn't want anything to do with it. And I'm going to rebuy them in a year's time, hopefully having a brand new one and not having an arm fall off and that I have to send back to Hasbro, because fucking hell, their thing to send back is a fucking ball ache to do. I know that Hasbro have got to keep making these figures to make money. The more that they buy, or the more that you buy, the more that they make it onto the next one. But let's take, for example, Hasbro release a brand new Lightning Collection figure, regardless of which one it is. Let's say it's coming out in the 23rd of November, 2023, 2024, 2025, whichever one that you go with, depending on when you look back at this video. But let's say it's like for a year later than what it is. They'll say it is, everyone buys it, everyone starts saving for later, or like kind of budgets for the entire thing. And all of a sudden, Hasbro just drop it and go, actually, it's coming out tomorrow. Or it's coming out like in 2 months' time. And like, how is that figure coming out so quickly that it hasn't been looked at properly, that you're just mass producing it? And obviously, you mass produce it, there are gonna be problems. Maybe some people have some problems with the leg falling off or the arm. But why would you rush these figures? Let them come out at the time that they are, or maybe a few weeks before, but don't just rush it because you have to get it out there because you're dropping sales. I think like last year, I think 2021, we had so many Lightning Collection figures coming out so much. It was hard to kind of keep up. And now we have hardly any, which again is fine, but why are you just rushing this all the time? Make sure that we get these figures in time that you can really quality control test them. Well, it's just getting ridiculous. And a lot of people are laughing, knowing that Bandai probably could have done it better. You don't want to be like Bandai, rushing these figures and not giving a shit because you just want that money. Because at the end of the day, you keep doing this, you keep seeing bad reviews all over, no one's going to care. No, everyone's just going to leave it and go, well, I'll get rid of this. I'll sell my entire collection. I'm going to stop collecting because I have what I want, but I don't want to waste money. I don't get it. I've made videos talking about certain things like what would make me stop collecting, what needs to be done better. And I know that Hasbro watches these videos. I know they will sit down and go, okay, well, this video's come out because they want to know what's coming up or how to make things better. There are people like Josh who knows a lot about the Lightning Collection and talks about it quite a lot. So you kind of think that they would look at what his videos and go, okay, shit, we need to kind of really do this. Now, I think it was when Wild Force Blue came out, Josh literally tweeted out that he'd seen 5 different accounts of how bad these figures are, what's going wrong. And again, like 5, it's quite a lot, to be fair, different things that are breaking or not working. And over the past couple of weeks, months, I've seen a lot of people complaining. We're going to have a look at some because I do think this is a big thing that needs to be talked about. I tweeted out, what are the issues for Dino Thunder Yellow Lightning Collection? And Furnace Espion replied, I don't have the figure yet, but apparently its loose joints and the knees and elbows are slightly different shades of plastic, like Jason and Trini swap pack, In Space Pink, and the Cat 2 pack. Now you kind of think that you'd have one amount of yellow rather than just like different shades. It just doesn't make sense on why you would do that. It just, to me, it's majorly baffling. With seeing all of these kind of errors, I generally am worried that this entire line's going to go downhill, that they may cancel it. They probably won't cancel it because it's a lot of money that they're getting from it. But I feel like if you're dropping the ball so many times on this, then you really do kind of need to wonder what's going on and how you can fix it to kind of bring people back in to kind of go, oh shit, yeah, I kind of want to collect that. I really want to fucking get that figure. Going back to the box where it's completely sealed, no windows, whatever. Yeah, what about in-box collectors that they don't want to open their figures? But it's a 50-50. Are they going to get the right one? Is it the right one? Or is this going to be a massive big pain to them because literally no one's checking properly? It's just really ridiculous that Hasbro are going down this line before anyone turns around and goes like, but Mark, it's the figures, it's the price, you're paying $20. No, you're paying a lot more for these figures, and the more money that we are paying for them, we're not getting our money's worth. It's like, oh, $25, $30, $50, $60. Yeah, thanks. You're getting shit. Why? It should be a fact that we're paying for the quality of the figure. What is it, the fact that you keep upping the prices and we're getting a bad quality? It shouldn't be like this. If you're charging more, we should be getting a premium product rather than something that is kind of cut corners. We don't want this. We want a better whole experience when playing or collecting these toys, not something shit that I'm going to go, I don't want this. Why did I spend money on? And since we're going into a recession, at this time of recording anyway, and upload, but we're going to a recession where money is getting tight and some people may just go, I'm done with this. I'm not going to collect and I'll buy it much later on the secondhand market or whenever. Hasbro, you need to sort this stuff out. I'm getting more cautious with my money now. I don't want to spend it on something that I'm going to regret or I don't care about. This is something that is very important. I'd rather put that money to something else, pretty much to live. But, you know, I like buying something, treating myself once a month to whatever figure. But now I'm very cautious about even like clicking that buy now thing or, you know, whatever, or who I'm buying it from. Many companies like over here, In Demand Toys, Comic and Cocktails, and even Hasbro Pulse have a very long, lengthy return process if things are bad. And I don't want that. I would rather buy from, like, say, Amazon and then deal with their returns, which is so much easier. Hasbro takes way too long to get back to you, and some even websites don't even actually accept returns. So you're stuck with the figure regardless. I want to complete this. I want to continue on getting every single one. But then I'm kind of worried at the same time that they're rushing these figures just to meet deadlines. Like, we've got to release like 30 Lightning Collection figures. Shit, let's release 50 and then keep them happy, but we're not properly doing this. Like, what is the point of even releasing a figure that is going to tarnish your name and people are just going to stop collecting and you're going to wonder why? You're going to wonder why people aren't buying this Hasbro. I used to bash Bandai for not releasing much in the Legacy line, but now I can see the reason why they did it, because they at least got the figures almost perfect or at least to a decent shape. Again, probably some were really bad anyway, but again, just remember the White Dino one or even the Gold Zeo where they were wrong colors, but at least that could easily be fixed. Look, I get it. There are going to be errors all over the place. You know, not everything is going to be perfect. You know, factory errors, like shipping errors, whatever it is, something will happen and people will collect the variants, they'll collect the defects, they will get the wrong one. I mean, look at Lunar Wolf, for example. But there are people who will get all this and be very happy with it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be one of those people that always has to be really negative towards the Lightning Collection when it is one of the best Power Ranger toy lines that we've had in a long time. And I just wish Hasbro would actually see the potential properly rather than just, fuck it, let's just release this and no one gives a shit. I wanted to get Time Force Blue. I really did. But now I'm wondering, you know, is his leg going to fall off? Is this not going to fit on his bike? I just generally don't want to risk spending money or wait until, like, say, next year when at least the newer batches are going to be there, but then afraid that I'm going to get an old batch because no one's buying it, and then I can't get this figure anymore. It's one thing that really irritates me more than anything at the moment. It could be the factories that they are using or something like that, and they're not properly checking it. You know, the shitty plastic material. Again, this has been a thing that someone brought up. The quality, the feel of the figure feels cheap. And the problem is, once you start making it with cheap plastic, it keeps breaking, no one cares, you're going to get a name for yourself and wonder why you're fucking losing money. I get angry when thinking about this because I don't want the brand to die. I don't want the brand to stop. I just want them to release quality figures that I'm happy to spend my money on, that I can actually collect and go, I feel okay with this purchase, not go, shit, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I spending 25, 30, 40 pounds or up to 100 on this entire line that could easily fuck up at any point? And there's nothing that I can do, that I feel disappointed with every single purchase I make from them. Let's look at what is said here. Oh boy, this is why I'm not a fan of plastic-free packaging. Also, Hasbro's quality control issues. No, I'm keeping this guy anyway. And there we go. Like, you can tell there's so much scratches around, even on the helmet. Again here. More here, you know, all this sort of stuff. Over here on Power Rangers, traders, buyers, and sellers. Be careful with Yellow Dino Thunder. Gonna return this. Neck broke with very little force while trying to swap heads. Also, the paint taps on Kira's head are off. Like, look at, I've had that damage with Draken, and that's the one thing that I've been really kind of scared about, is this happening all the time because I can't do anything about it. Look at Kira here. All the paint is going off. I just don't understand how you can justify selling this figure without properly checking each one that leaves your factory. Hire more people. It's not going to be one person, is it? No Izzy head came with figure, sadly. The packaging, her wearing her helmet, and helmet was in the packaging instead of wearing a human head. Once I get the human head, I'll take more photos. Even weapons bent. This shouldn't be a thing. Like, I can't understand why a company can't fucking deal with this shit more. Over here, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection group. Something's missing. Thanks a lot, Big Bad Toy Store. Look, there's no Devon head. What the actual fuck is happening? And another one. Bought Ryu from Big Bad Toy Store. Just opened it today to see this. I swear, $38 for this. Where's the helmet? Where's the helmet? You know, it just baffles my mind. And this is what we're seeing. Like, this was literally from the one we just talked about with Izzy with no head. Look at how bent that sword is. It's fucking disgraceful. And then the actual head. Here we go. The leg coming off. What the fuck is going on? When looking at all of this, and even the stuff, some of the stuff with Izzy not having the right hands, backward hands, or them painted the wrong color, it really makes you think on how this line is going in the end. To kind of wrap this up, because this video is quite long and I didn't mean for it to go this long, I feel like the quality is dropping in these products. It makes me not want to buy them. It makes me just want to kind of ignore them and be like, okay, well, maybe they'll do better later. Then I'll buy them all on the secondhand market or something like that. But right now, I just don't know what I'm going to do with the Lightning Collection. I'm going to keep collecting as far as I know, but I'm getting to my limits where I'm like, I don't want to buy this figure. I don't want to keep going with this. And it's a lot of money in this time of day. I'm sure, as I mentioned earlier, that Hasbro checks all of these videos, the articles, everything that's kept up. I know they probably do that. So again, why aren't they taking on board that they see all these errors? I just really can't answer that one. I don't want this line to die whatsoever. I want to keep collecting because I think it's a fantastic line. Again, I'm saying all of this in love, but I'm getting very kind of bored of seeing the same issues, like, oh, it's not working and it's broken, it's not the best, blah blah blah. I want Hasbro to do better. They need to do better when it comes to this line, because if you're going to be charging upwards of $25 or £25 upwards, you're going to have people lose interest, and that's what I don't want. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? How are you finding the Lightning Collection? Yeah, see ya.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。